Hello, beautifuls. Welcome to The Gifted Table. I am your host, Dr. Melanie Harris, and I'm so excited that you decided to pull up a seat to The Gifted Table and see what we're talking about today. Today, I'm so excited. We are going to be talking about being a healthier leader. How can we continue to be healthy leaders for ourselves? And who best to tell us, to help us navigate through this than the one and only, if you don't know her yet, you are about to know her, Miss Tynesia Evans. And she is going to share with us some amazing tips on what we can do. Hello, Tynesia. How are you, my dear?
Hello, lovely. I'm amazing. I'm so excited to be here. I've been waiting to get to the gifted table to share a little bit of what I got. I'm so grateful for you having me. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. No, it is definitely my pleasure. And I thank you so much for taking a seat at the gifted table, for pulling up close to tell us what we need to know about being a healthier leader. So we're going to jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about your background and your own health journey.
Well, I am a holistic epidemiologist. So I'm an epidemiologist by trade. I kind of veered off. My initial plan was to go to medical school. I got there, started having panic attacks and all kinds of physical issues. Took a little bit of time off, decided I wanted to heal my body, and ran right into my purpose. So what I actually do is help people to identify and utilize the signs, symptoms, disorders, and diseases of their body to get to the root cause and actually heal what's going on. So for me, the panic attacks were not only because I was operating in an area that I wasn't supposed to be in, that I wasn't supposed to be that type of doctor, but I was also doing other things in my life that were compromising my purpose, running away from my purpose, not keeping me connected to what I actually should be doing in this world. And let's just be real, ladies, like I knew it. I knew the whole time, right? But a kid who grew up in poverty, what are you supposed to be? Doctor, lawyer, pick one, right? So I picked doctor. I was a science chick. So I thought that was it. But throughout the duration of that process, because even that was a gift, throughout the duration of that process, I realized this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but I've invested so many years into this. I'm just going to do it. And then I'll just do like a side hobby with my purpose. So there is a major key right there. You can never side hobby your purpose. It doesn't work. I tried it. So I got into this phase in my life where I was like, I cannot keep it together. I don't know what's going on. Again, another major key. The reason I couldn't keep it together was because your purpose will let you know that's not what we're doing. God will let you know that's not what we're doing. Whatever your belief system is, it's God for me. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. So taking that little bit of gap year to heal myself, really connect with who I was created to be, the purpose that was inside of me, I started to do nutritional counseling on the side. So first of all, I healed myself of every issue that I was dealing with. So high blood pressure, high cholesterol, I was having some heart palpitations, the panic attacks, the anxiety. All I did was focus on nutrition and focus on nutrition that wasn't necessarily what was going into my mouth. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. So changing all of those things, creating a regimen of healing for myself allowed me the space and opportunity to do that for others, and also helped me to discover my actual purpose here on earth.
You have said so much just in that introduction. And I want to unpack some of that because many of the things you just mentioned, women leaders face every day, but we don't realize how much and how detrimental it is to our own health. So you talked about having panic attacks and feeling anxiety. And no matter what our profession is, I know that if you have deadlines, if you're working with a team, your level of responsibility, you're in a leadership role, you're in an executive role, you often have anxiety, you have those stress levels. What are some of those things? Tell us about some of those triggers that may cause our stress to rise, or what we need to start being more self-aware to identify.
So stress actually creates a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and cellular response. That was something that I didn't quite realize, right? We're taught to manage stress. We're taught to shoulder stress, especially as women of color. Oh, just deal with it. You'll be fine. Go to the spa on the weekend, right? We want to unload there. We want to unload on our girlfriends. We want to unload on our partner, right? Instead of actually dealing with what's really going on with us. Our body will let us know how stress is affecting us, but we ignore it. right? So stress is going to happen. It happens in life. It happens accidentally. It happens in the grocery store. We see the line that's extra long and all we came in was for some juice or something. I don't know if I want to be here, right? We train our thoughts because we're so good at being bosses, right? We train our thoughts. No, I can't focus on that right now. The kids are where they're supposed to be. The husband, the wife is where they're supposed to be. But never once did I say, how do I feel? Am I okay? Do I really want to stand in this line? Do I have to send this one last email? No, because we've put ourselves in this race of what we're supposed to do because we are a boss. We've taken on all of this. We're shouldering everything for everyone, right? Put another brick in my bag. I got this. Put another brick in my bag. I can do this. I've been doing this. I got this, right? So you have to come first. The only way you're going to be able to deliver your divine, beautiful, most excellent purpose to me is if you did it for yourself first. The only way I became a healer was I had to heal myself first. Because I was going to have all of these knowledge, all of these books, all of these concepts inside of me. And someone was going to come to me and say, hey, I have panic attacks. And I was going to be like, oh, okay, let me prescribe this, 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 and this. And they're going to be like, but did you look at my chart? You don't even know how it feels. But now I can be like, sis, I know what it feels like. I felt like I was having a heart attack. I was 20 something and I was sitting there holding on to the machine because I was working at my second job and I didn't think I was going to make it. The only thing I could call on was God, but I'm not actually focusing on being the best me so that I could provide the best me to the world. For me, that was one of the biggest deals. That was one of the biggest aha moments was I need to be first no matter what I do in order to put the other things in my life in the right priority. I have to be first.
Well, listen, I know that I have strapped on that backpack a many of days. It has been extremely heavy because as women, we're often not only trying to prove our capabilities, our skill sets, that we deserve to be here. We've earned to be wherever position that we're in, but we put everything in and stack it up, like you said, and just, I'm going to handle it. I'll take care of it and not realize the load that we're putting on ourselves. And not only is it affecting us physically, but also the emotional stress that we may speak to someone about. And there's a thing that people talk about, emptying your cup or allowing others to empty their cup. And as leaders, that's something we often do, allow people, tell me what's going on. How can I be more of service? What can I do to support you? And we don't do the big thing and put ourselves first and unload and be able to empty out some of the things that we're experiencing because we are that boss lady. So tell me, what are some things that we need to look for as women? Because, I know that our health sometimes is affected differently than men, We not always have that left arm thing going on. But what are some things that women need to look for when they're feeling a little bit of stress that might be physically or emotionally, that we have not become that self-aware?
So I will give you my 5 tips usually that will work for women to help you to know if you are dealing with a type of stress crisis, or we'll call it like boss syndrome. That's a good name for it right now, right?
Oh, I love boss syndrome. And you want to give us 5 tips.
Right. So we're not actually focusing on ourselves. So first and foremost, if you reach up, as soon as you wake up and you grab the phone or you're grabbing an electronic device, because you actually need some time to actually check in with your body. So the reason for that is because we haven't checked in with our body. So you need to let yourself wake up. We wake up and we get up many of the times. You're not checking in. So for me, in the mornings, quiet time. When you get up, make sure that phone is away from your bed. So you have to actually get up, have a seat. One of the most important strategies I have for myself, I have a playlist. Now, when you wake up in the morning and you hear the wonderful Hotbox Healing Sessions, pick what song worked for you, pick a few songs, whatever. That's what you want to be awakened to, right? So we store trauma in our myofascial tissue. I know, big fancy words, y'all, I got you. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. So we actually store trauma. Part of that trauma is stress. Okay. It can be any type of stress. This is the reason why when you go to the spa thinking that you're doing a good thing for yourself, you end up coming out sore because they hit a whole bunch of knots and notches and you're like, wait, ow, ooh, wait, girl, hold on, wait a minute. So that is a highlight that you're not actually working through your stress. You're not actually offloading the stress. You're shouldering. So they're sticking like a little stress spot. It's going to create some tension here and there. So it's myofascial tissue release is what you're actually doing. Checking in with your body. It'll remind you from head to toe, how's my mind feeling? Am I racing? What was my first thought? How am I breathing? Did I sleep well last night? Do I have drool on my face? Did I sleep too hard? Those types of things. Like, we don't think those things through, right? Mm-hmm. Am I in a weird position? Does my shoulder hurt? Was my pillow too high, right? Does my chest feel weird? Can I take a deep breath? Is my tummy, my digestion, did it actually happen? Many of us don't realize that's where the major part of your digestion happens. It's overnight when you're asleep. This is why you don't need to be getting up in the middle of the night to get no snack. For what? For what? So if you are, there is something else going on. If your body wakes you up to get some food, it is not about the food, I promise you, boo. That's not what you need.
Attack.
Right. That's not what you really need. You're probably feeling hunger here, right? Hunger in your heart, hunger in your soul, hunger in your mind, because you're literally supposed to be resting. Because we don't ever get up in the middle of the night and get a salad. You want a cookie or some cake or some pie or something like that.
Listen,
so that means that
somebody
there's
is
something
saying,
else going on.
either somebody is saying ouch right now, or they're saying
yeah, it's okay.
I got that.
It's okay, because I got you. Those are severe side effects of how our life or daily life is affecting us. It shows up at night. So that's why all those tics happen, sleepwalking. There are people who often, the drooling, even if you're not getting enough sleep, we think that's just a part of sleeping. You're exhausted to the point where your mouth hangs open and there is your drool is coming out. That is not something to be ashamed of. That is a tool for you to know what's going on with your body. I'm exhausted, which means if I'm exhausted when I go to sleep, I'm not resting. First of all, your body's trying to catch up because it's exhausted. Then you're probably actually finally getting that good old REM sleep. Then it's time to get up. So you're exhausted again, right? So this is where chronic fatigue syndrome happens, right? Because you're just sleepy all day. So chronic fatigue syndrome happens when you constantly and consistently are not getting enough rest. That chronic inconsistency and not getting enough rest will actually begin to deteriorate your cellular metabolism, slow down your metabolic rate, slow down your thought processes. So all of this school that you did to become a boss, or all this life school that you did to become a boss, you're actually damaging and dulling it. When you don't gift yourself the opportunity to rest, and when you don't gift yourself the opportunity to optimal nourishment. So yes, I also want you to understand that if your food is causing you signs, symptoms, disorders, or diseases, it's not nourishing you. So the bubble guts, mama, that means that it causes inflammation in your body. We think it's cute. Black folks call it the itis, right? I got so sleepy after I ate that meal.
Oh, no.
Right? So we think it's cute. No, that's actually an inflammatory response in your body. That means what your body was doing to break down nutrients in that food was so overwhelming that it really needs you to go to sleep so it can try to figure it out. That's terrible.
So something that I hear you saying that we need to do in our life and to be intentional about is to have time for snacks, but throughout the day.
Yes, absolutely.
So put some fruits, put maybe some nuts, something that's light and easy, something that's on the natural side that's going to nourish you so that you can have some energy throughout the day instead of waiting. And I'm guilty of this. Got to say, I am so guilty of this. Wait until everyone is gone to have your lunch, or waiting until most things have quieted down, or I'll just eat when I get home syndrome. I have lived in that syndrome for a long time. So I hear what you're saying. And yes, and I hope people are connecting. I know they're connecting. That's why they're going to like this video. All right. What's our next tip?
Yeah, that actually brings us to number 3. So getting enough sleep, making sure to check in with your body, move that electronic away from your bed, making sure active time to get a snack, and getting enough water. So a lot of us don't realize water nourishes every single thing that our body does throughout the day. Every single metabolic process can be managed, neutralized, normalized with increasing your water. water intake. Now, listen, a lot of you are going to say, I don't want water. It doesn't taste like anything. Water is amazing. There are so many different waters. There are literal water sommeliers. So don't tell me that you can't find one water that you don't like. So now I'm going to gift you some fun. Go out there and figure out some water that you actually like, okay? Including coconut water. That's water. It is, okay? Watermelon water, that's water. So drink that. That can be in the form of water with some fruit in it. Make sure it's whole fruit, right? So you can have a little bit of fun. You know that water looks so pretty, right? It intrigues us. Ooh, what is that? Because when we go to the spa, what's the first thing we have to have? Cucumber water. But you sitting up here, right? But everybody sitting up here saying, I don't want any water. It's nasty. I don't like the way it tastes. But ooh, the spa, ooh, cucumber water. Why can't you make that at home every day, all day? You can, right? But because we have been primed into thinking a certain way conditioned into thinking a certain way about water. So as much as you want, as much as you can, as often as you can, which should be throughout the day. Good rule of thumb is at least 3 liters, sis, at least. Okay. That's what you need to start with. I know all the fitness community will tell you to drink a gallon. Don't do that. You're going to be annoyed. You're going to quit. Then we're going to be having this discussion again, or you can be pulling up this video again because you're like, I cannot get this water thing together.
Right.
3 liters, start there. Rule of thumb, as soon as you wake up in the morning, after you do your check, after you've made sure you had enough sleep, after you check in with your body and make sure you actually poop, because you should be pooping in the morning. First thing. Okay. I know.
She said it, y'all.
You gotta
We're keeping it real on this talk on being a healthy leader.
Yes, because the truth of the matter is if you're full of it, you're going to deliver it out. So that's the nice way I'm going to say it. You can come over to my page if you want to hear the raw version. But if you are full of it, that's all you're going to gift out. And we don't want that literally, okay? Because the toxicity that is in your stool will actually recirculate if it's in your colon too long. And it'll recirculate and go back into your bloodstream and begin to create abnormal cell growth all over your body. Abnormal cell growth, does that sound familiar? That's how cancer starts. Right? Abnormal, out of control, cellular reproduction. I know that it's funny, it's cute, we're having this conversation about it. Some of it we don't really want to talk about, but part of being a boss is having those conversations about the ugly stuff in a real way. Okay?
Absolutely.
We got to make sure we honor these bodies if we truly want to be a boss. Because when you're a boss, when you're a leader, there are people who are looking at you, right? So, she only eats her lunch, in the corner after we've all bothered her and harassed her. Okay, that's a part of it. I don't prioritize myself, right? I only go to the spa when I'm stressed, right? And these are not the things that you're saying. And no, you're not leading anyone down a path of foolishness, but I honor you so much. I'm looking at you and I'm like, how does she manage it all? Oh, okay. She eats during break time. She doesn't actually sit down to nourish her body. And it's really about, I want you to prioritize. I want you to focus on you. I want you to be the most important so that you can adequately and properly prioritize everything else. You are the nucleus. The nucleus has all of the nutrition. The nucleus has all of the support. The nucleus has a balance of positive and negatives, right? To gift to those outer shells so that we can continue this beautiful orbit that will allow you to be a part of this purpose and galaxy that you exist in.
And I love that analogy that you just used about being the nucleus, because it's so true. Whether we're running a department, a team, an entire organization, even if it's just a committee, or for some, a classroom, whatever it is that you're running, you are the nucleus and people are watching you. They're watching your actions and then they'll listen to what you say, right? And so if we are not practicing effective strategies to keep ourselves healthy inside and out, it will be reflected. And I'm so glad you said that. Some things I heard you say, and ladies, I hope you caught this. When you wake up in the morning, first, you need to breathe and make sure that you do not go straight to the electronic devices. Give yourselves a moment to get into the morning. Give yourself a moment to get into the morning. And then what you have to do, listen to some things that's going to kind of quiet your spirit to get you set for the day. Make sure that you are not snacking at night, but you are to snack healthily and consistently throughout the day. Drink your water. And if you don't have designer water, then design your water. Yeah. Design it yourself, right? Design your water. And then make sure that your body is pushing out everything that you've put in it so that you are not causing anything toxic to remain. Now that goes for your body and your relationships. We'll talk about that later. You have shared so many gifts with us today. You have shared so many things. So if there was one thing for you that you could tell yourself now, Tynesia, that you did not know that you started your journey, what's that thing that you would share with yourself to do?
That I am my infinite source of nutrition. Absolutely am. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And that is because I used to look outside for people to fix it. Fix, resolve, help, support, give me the answer. And it wasn't until that panic attack when I really had to sit down and be like, what are you not being honest with yourself about, Tynsia? I never really approached myself like that, right? I couldn't blame this on somebody because when I had the panic attack, nobody was around me. So this was completely internal. There were so many moments where I did not prioritize myself. I did not prioritize my nutrition. I did not say the thing that I should have said when we were having that conversation because it was uncomfortable. Yeah, okay, whatever you say. I don't want to fight with you, right? So it was so many areas, so many different things that I expected other people to give me the tools required in order for me to be me. When I'm the one that's in existence here. I'm the nucleus. Like that was so important to me. Like actually acknowledging the gift that God has given me in me. So if you're a leader, you got to lead yourself first, because I'm going to watch where you lead yourself before I decide, let me think, am I going to follow her? Like, am I going to watch another video? Let me see. I know for a fact as a functional nutritionist, people watch me when we're out. People watch me when we're out, whether they love me or not. They're like, what is she eating? Let me get the same drink that Tynesia has, right? Or let me get the same plate of food that she has. People need to understand as a leader that this is a lifestyle for you. This is not a front. It's not a cap. I'm not playing with this. I want to lead myself first. And for me, it truly was, I have to be that source of nutrition and focus and health and wellness and wealth, WELLTH, because I want to create wealth for myself in my life. So that would be my big aha. That would be the most important one thing that I would have told myself is I am my infinite source of nutrition.
Awesome. And then I just want to finish up with this. What is it that you would need to help other leaders, women in leadership, to really hone in on this mind, body, and spirit? What would you need to help connect with as many women as you could?
I would need opportunities like this. I love being here and being able to have the opportunity to continue these types of conversations. So watch a video, share a video, share a post, follow me. If there's a tip or tool or strategy that helped you, share it, use it, put it into practice. Let me know how I'm doing. Please give me feedback. Let me know what's going on with you. Tell me if it's anonymous or not. I love being able to answer these questions. I love being able to help you demystify what this world has caused mystery around in regards to you connecting with you connecting with your body. Our bodies are the only way we can deliver our purpose. They're also the only way that we can actually enjoy the gift that comes from our purpose, right? So if there's any way that I could help you identify that with some food, with some cookies and some cakes or some juice, or we can like pencil back to where that's not working out in your life. And maybe you don't want to ask me directly, but you got a question, you want to drop it into one of my boxes or groups, please do that. So it doesn't have to be direct one-on-one. It can be anonymous if you'd like. But I love any opportunity or any way to continue that conversation, because if it's not for you, it's for somebody else. And if it's not for me, it's for somebody else. Like I said, I didn't realize, I have a friend, my best friend is a speech and language pathologist, and she says to me all the time, you don't know the language until you know the language, right? I didn't know panic attacks were an issue until I had a panic attack. But now I can speak to you about panic attacks, right? I didn't know that chronic constipation could cause colon cancer until I had chronic constipation, right? And I'm not saying that we all need those big, deep wounds, but I need the language so that I can help you. So if you don't tell me, hey, this is my language, right? Hormonal imbalance, belly fat, not getting enough sleep. Give me some language. so I can learn, so I can share with you what I know about them. And so that we can get you to wherever it is that you desire to be in your life, because I know it's full because we're here at the gifted table. So I know you're here to give and receive. So allow me to do the same with you.
Yes. And I tell you, your gift is abundant. And I'm so glad that you have taken your seat here at the gifted table to share your gifts with our audience. And I'm so glad that you are here and present with us at this time. Go ahead, tell us where we can find you. Where can people follow you? Where can they stay connected with you?
So you can stay connected with me on my website, TynesiaEvans.com. You can also find me on Instagram at tspotwellness.com or tspot wellness on Instagram. I am on LinkedIn under Tynesia Evans. I do have a free group. Please get into my group. It is Detoxing for Healing and Weight Loss. That is on Facebook. We have all of these types of conversations. I have recently restarted, I should say, my podcast, The Rebirth of Sick. I love hip hop, y'all. So Rebirth of Slick, play on words, where we're actually having those conversations. And we're going to talk about the top things that people usually stop and ask me about. My hair is back right now, but I have like 24 inches of big, giant natural hair. It was not always the case. That was one of the things that changed the most for me. I know a lot of people are like, what? My hair completely changed when I started to detoxify my body. And that, to me, was a side effect. Now, it was a great side effect because it was a billboard, but I really didn't understand what was going on. So the assimilation of nutrition in your lifestyle changes everything about you, including your mindset. Yes. So having those types of conversations in the groups, in my email, if you want to send me a direct email, tynesia@tspotwellness.com. But start on the website, find me on Facebook and Instagram, and we can continue to have the conversation there.
Awesome. And for the gifted table, don't forget to go to thegiftedtable.com. And on there, she is giving away a free gift to the viewers of The Gifted Table. So don't forget, like this video, subscribe. It has been such a blessing having you on here today. Thank you so much. And I know that so many people are going to reach out to you so they continue their journey as a healthy leader. Okay, ladies, this is it for this episode of The Gifted Table. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. And remember, stay grounded, innovative, fierce, transparent every day. In other words, stay gifted. We'll see you next time.